Start over. Start from the top.
We're here. I'm starting over, just so y'all know. I started and now here we are. So let's jump in. So I was doing my Bible study the other day and I realized that a verse that I read stood out to me because it's a motto that I've been living by for years, and I didn't realize that it was actually like an illustration from the Bible. But once I saw it, I was like, oh man, of course it makes sense. God uses all things. So the verse Psalm 92:12 says, "The righteous thrive like a palm tree and grow like a cedar tree in Lebanon." So first off, I live in Florida, and so one of the things I learned early on moving living in Florida was the difference between a palm tree and an oak tree. A palm tree, tall, skinny, and very bendy, very flexible. When hurricanes come, palm trees and hurricanes are just heavy, heavy winds, like crazy, like 150-mile gust winds, crazy strong. And you'll see these palm trees just bend. And the wind go and they go right back up to standing up. And then the wind comes hard and they bend. And you would never think, looking at a palm tree, that skinny, scrawny looking tree is going to survive a hurricane. But then you look at the oak tree, and the oak tree is strong and sturdy, and it's not going anywhere. Its trunk is like just really thick, and it's not moving. But when the hurricane comes, the first tree to be knocked over is an oak tree because it's so stiff and unbending. The wind comes hard, and it just completely all the roots and everything just come right up out of the ground. And there's no give to the oak tree. It's just strong, sturdy, really strong. And so one of the things I actually used to say to my worship team when I was leading, like the team I was leading back like 12 years ago, I was like, be a palm tree, not an oak tree. Be flexible. Be willing to go with how the flow goes. Just go with it. Don't be like, I couldn't possibly move my seat this Sunday. I'm stuck in this pew. Don't be that person. If something changes, adjust, adapt. So when I was reading this verse, that reminded me of that illustration of palm tree versus oak tree. Um, and then I started diving a little deeper into the word. And it says the word thrive means to prosper or to flourish. So the righteous thrive like a palm tree. So the righteous is someone that's redeemed through Christ. But we are righteous and we thrive, or we are flourishing and we're able to bend, and how a palm tree can grow so, 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 so tall. And even in the worst storms, the worst hurricanes that come rising up against it, that palm tree is still going to keep on growing. It's still going to keep on doing what it needs to do. But then I had to look up cedars of Lebanon, because we don't have any cedars of Lebanon here in Florida. So cedars of Lebanon are slow growing trees. It says that they can grow 20 feet in 20 years. So
Wow.
imagine a foot a year. But they are known to be about 10 feet wide and 120 feet tall. So like these things can get huge, like huge. The cedars of Lebanon are huge. But they grow slowly. And so the whole picture that I was looking at is, okay, a palm tree is flexible through all storms, and a cedar of Lebanon takes its time to grow. And when I was looking at that in application to, okay, what are we doing here in network marketing and all the different things? There's so many ways that one, we can be a palm tree, understanding that we are learning as we go, and that the main motto of, I love Brittany Howard, and now everyone says it, is everything is figure outable. We can figure this out. We're gonna bend with the wind. We're gonna see what punches come our way. Who's gonna quit this week? Who's gonna sign up? Who's gonna refuse to order for 6 months? Like who are these people? Okay, that's what we got. Let's bend with it. Let's flow with it. Let's allow that situation to occur while not letting it stunt our growth. And also understanding that we are growing. And while some people may be quick shooting to the top, or their pace may seem faster than ours, that doesn't negate the fact that we're still growing. I know I see some women that shot up to senior gold and now they're struggling because attrition happens. People stop ordering, things happen. where they are mentally had to catch up with the rate of the speed of growth. And then I know people that slow and steady struggled to sign someone up, or they stayed silver for 2 years, or they went gold and now they're, I've seen it. And one of the things I've learned is that if we don't put ourselves in the position of having grace to know it's okay that I'm growing steadily because I am growing.
Yeah.
It's okay because at the end, when we look back on our progress, we're gonna be like cedars of Lebanon, towering over anyone who stopped growing. And the cedars of Lebanon were actually like especially coveted. Like they're used for beautiful buildings and stuff, and like King Solomon used them and for his temples. And so there's so many places where you're like you want to be like the cedars of Lebanon, tall and strong and growing steadily. And I wrote this in my notes. I said, "Ask the righteous. I'm not stressed about the time it takes to grow because God is helping me thrive in every season. I can endure the storms and still be blessed." And then my little closing prayer was, Lord, I put my growth in your hands, knowing you bring the increase. And that's something that we do have to remember that we are doing our best to put God first and to help other people. But at the end of the day, God's the one that brings the increase in every aspect of our life. And He is faithful to do that. I trust Him to do that. And I trust Him to do that for you too. Now, one of the most important things to do is to remember that the only way that we fail is if we quit. That's the only way we fail. And it's okay to look at where we are, to evaluate where we are, and decide, is this where I want to be right now? Is there anything I can alter, improve to get to my end goal? And that's something that Brittany Howard talks about and Trisha Rager talks about for 90 days, evaluate your last 90 days. What action steps were you doing? Because your last 90 days reflect where you are right now. And then and consider how do you want the next 90 days to go? And when you do that, then you say, okay, if I want the next 90 days to keep looking the way the previous, well, then I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But if I want something to look different, I have to make a change. And then give yourself that time to grow, to learn, and to serve other people effectively. Um, we've talked about social media, and I know it can be hard to say, well, no one's following me or no one's yada 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 yada. I really want to lean into, I haven't given y'all a name before, but this is called attraction marketing. You are attracted to who you follow. And I'm not talking about sexually. I mean, just you're drawn to it. You know, I'm not saying like, she's hot.
Whatever.
I gotta follow her. Like, I'm not talking about that. Attraction marketing is that you draw people in by your energy or by the content that you offer. They're attracted to what you're doing.
Okay.
We're not chasing people. Um, we're not begging for a sale. We're not cold messaging people saying like, buy my pink drink. Now that we can send messages to people that we have talked to and say, hey, I think this might help you. But if it's not for you, that's okay. That's different than saying, hey, I have an opportunity for you. Try my pink drink.
Right.
And then getting mad when someone says no. 'Cause I've had that happen to me. Or someone
I have too.
I had someone, I was like, hey, actually, that doesn't align with my beliefs or what I'm going for. Like, oh yeah, well, Plexus is better. And then she like started going to the Plexus website and trying to like, I need you to chill out, lady. You need to calm it down. That did not convince me at all to
That does make me
stop
want
what
to
you.
join.
Yeah, I had like, I don't want that. I really don't want that. Um, but so lean into it. And there's going to be more and more opportunities where we can start getting organized. Don't negate the power of organization, of structure, of utilizing the tools like Chat GPT to get your thoughts in order, of utilizing your sideline sisters and all of us to get your thoughts in order to think about how can I go deeper and further and show value with what I have to offer, and then give time. We have plenty of time. We are palm trees that bend with flexibility with the storms, and we are cedars of Lebanon that take our time to grow. We're not in a race. We're not racing anybody, right? We're not here trying to beat out someone else. We're here to cheer one another on. Your success is my success. When we all go up together, it's so much better than when one person goes by themselves. So that's our goal. That's my little, I got a little bug flying around my face. That's my little devotion. So I'm gonna pause the video recording here and then we can chat. Thank you so much for listening. Okay.